This morning we made a trip to town to the livestock veterinary clinic. I posted on the community wall and updated you guys on little Sarah, our bottle fed lamb, the other day, and she's doing well, but she wasn't. So the first night was pretty rough, but she developed scours, which is essentially extreme diarrhea. But to be on the safe side, we brought her in and got her checked out anyway. And we kind of took today as an opportunity to establish care with a livestock vet here in Alaska. So they did take a fecal sample. They're going to be processing that to see if Sarah had coccidia, which is a very common parasite that young calves and lambs tend to get, and it just kind of inflames the intestinal lining, and it's basically deadly. If you don't get the medicine, it can kill them very quickly. So we did get that medicine today just in case, because we didn't get the fecal sample back. It won't be back for about a week, a few days or so. So hopefully with all of the supplements we have for her and this medication that we got from the vet, she will be on a complete mend. But you know, the plan isn't always to have a sheep living in our house. It's been fun. I love cuddling with her. She is precious as can be, but you know, we would like to have our life back at some point. It's been about a week of feeling like we've had a newborn, an infant in the house, right? Bottle feeding, changing diapers, getting up every 5 seconds because she's getting into things, trying to nibble on things she shouldn't be eating. And it's kind of funny, huh, Joe? Like, it's taken us back. You know, Lexi's 22 years old, Parker is 11, and it's been a long time since we've had a newborn in the house, and I'm doing okay though. Little Sarah's doing great. She's just chilling, taking a little nap. We fed her a bottle at the vet and changed her little diaper, so she's a good little travel buddy. Come out? We have to change your diaper, little missy. Yeah. Here's the other side, Sarah. Hold on. I know. All better? She's excited to be out of the truck. Oh, little Sarah. She's part of the family. Look, I realize that it's not ideal to put diapers on a sheep, okay, on a lamb, but the amount of diarrhea that Sarah has expressed in the last however many days, 3-4 days, is almost not, it's just insanity. And her being in the house right now There's no way I could let her live in the house with us and not have a diaper on. The first 2 days she was sick, it was like every 2 hours I was having to change her diaper, and it was horrifying that something that little could put out that much. So she's gotten used to it. I put her little head between my legs, kind of like a milk stanchion, just lock her little head in there, and she just, you know, she thinks I'm her mama cleaning her butt. So it's working out, but I'm ready for her to be over the diaper stage and to be reintegrated with the flock. Oh, she's fast. Come here. Come here, sweet girl. Come here. What are you doing? Oh, no, you don't need anything else to eat right now. You just had a whole bottle at the vet. You're good, little mama. Glad to see that appetite, though. Come on, girl. Good girl. She thinks I'm her mom. This is how they stay next to their mothers, right next to their side. And when she's scared, she will not leave my side. All these loud trucks. Where are you? Come on. Can't even see her. That's how close she is. Good girl. Come on, Sarah. She's looking for an udder. Sweet girl, you ain't gonna find one of those over here. You ain't gonna find one of those over here, little mama. We're gonna try to get this first dose of this coccidia medication into Sarah, just so it can start working. There we go. Are you mad? Are you mad you're back in the kennel? We're going home, little one. All right, we just got home from town and got all the stuff put away from our errands, and we're gonna take little Sarah outside with us. We usually, in the mornings when we go out to do our morning feedings, we take her with us so that she can frolic around the pasture with the other lambs and kind of hang out with her peeps. We got the meat birds into the chicken tractor a couple days ago. It's been working out really good. At night, it gets a little chilly still, so Joe did make a wooden box back there, and he has the red light, the heat lamp inside of it. So at night, the chickens all go inside of a wooden box to stay warm. The chicken tractor is wonderful. Joe comes out once every couple of days and moves it around, and it's just a great way for the chickens to get bugs and, you know, natural things that they would normally eat in their diet off the ground. And it helps us from having to clean up all the poop from them because they do go to the bathroom a lot. So the chicken tractor is convenient. It's a great way to keep these birds. We only keep them for 8 to 10 weeks before we process them and put them in the freezer. So we have about another month and a half of these guys here on the homestead, and then they're going to be fresh meat for the family. Oh, that's a good girl. There's your daddy. Here's your daddy, Samson. Hi, Sam. Babe, just because you birthed a lamb doesn't mean like you're a vet now. Do you think you're a vet? You're a homestead vet.
I am a vet.
A self-made vet?
I'm a military vet.
Oh, you got me there, Joe. Peter's getting big already. Oh, I don't want to jam it in her throat.
I'm jamming it. Go.
I can't.
Good?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it? Oh, that was easy. Well, that little syringe will last for a while. Because that was barely anything. You know I'm not going to get in the pen and help you with Samson, right?
Why?
Joe? I don't do Samson. Oh, I can't get it in there. Oh! She barely... Oh, no, I got to get it. Don't let it go.
What?
It's like half of it's on the thing.
It's fine. She's got most of it, isn't she? There you go.
If you can get him up to the fence, fine, but I'm not going in there with him. He's mean. Got it. On your finger. Lick it. Lick it.
Good enough.
Oh, he's coming for you, Joe. I know you might think, Tina, why do you have the diaper on the lamb when you're outside? Like when you take her out to play in the pasture, why don't you take the diaper off of her? Well, because like I said, she has explosive diarrhea, and she's not like us. She has fur, wool on her booty. Well, maybe some of us have that, I don't know. Not judging if you do. No judgment here if you've got a furry booty. But she has a furry booty, and so when she does her thing, it just, even if she doesn't have a diaper on, it just drips out and oozes out. And then she uses her tail like a hippopotamus, you know. And it is a mess, a big mess. And so it's just easier until the diarrhea clears up, until the diarrhea. I said diarrhea, Joe. Until the diarrhea clears up. Until the diarrhea clears up, she is going to be in a diaper. Once she's got regular stools, then I don't want to change her diaper. I don't want to do diapers and wipes. But for now, until this goes away, she's got to stay in a diaper. Naomi lets her lambs play with Sarah. Esther does not. Esther doesn't let anybody near Elizabeth. So we have to come out here every day and take Elizabeth from Esther and hold her and love on her because we don't want her to be skittish like Esther is. So she herds her away from all of us and Sarah as well. She won't even let Sarah play with her. So she's quite the meanie pants. I mean, she's protective. I mean, that's the way a mom's supposed to be. But, you know, mom's also supposed to take care of her second twin, and she doesn't do that. So, but poor little Elizabeth is just kind of looking. She wants to play so bad, and Esther won't let her. So we've got some orchard hay and some Timothy hay. These are compressed 50-pound bales, so there's actually a lot more here. They're just super, super compressed.
Both pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be excited.
It's like hardly like straw.
Straight grass. They're gonna love that.
Oh boy. This one.
Somebody likes that.
This one.
Oh, look, he likes it. Is that good, Samson?
What about this one? You like this one?
Yeah. Oh, he loves it. Sarah's looking for us. We're right here, baby. What do you think of that? She's like, ooh. What's that? Oh. Oh, she's tearing it up. Yeah.
Rammer, there you go.
Oh.
He's learning young.
Little sibling rivalry, huh?
He must be watching Samson over there.
I know.
Hi, baby. Are you having fun? Playing with your little friends?
Thought I would show you guys our homemade diaper press. And it's a perfect little lamb tail hole. Looks like a charm.
It's easier than scissors.
Yep. We were cutting all the holes out with scissors and they were never straight. Sometimes they were too big, sometimes they were too small, and so Joe, being innovative like he is, he's like, oh, I could fix that for you. And he did. Got perfect little holes. We get a lot of super sweet gifts from our viewers, and we just received one today, and she made this homemade rag rug. You know, you can use you can tear up the rags and make a rug out of it. And we actually needed a new rug for the bathroom anyway, so it fits perfectly in front of the sink. And it just so happens that ever since Sarah has been sleeping in the house, that is her favorite place to sleep because it's cooler back there. It's furthest away from the wood stove, and it's darker in the bathroom, and it's quiet, and it's kind of secluded away from the dogs and all the craziness. So thank you for that adorable little rug. We love it, and as you can see, Sarah does too.
too big.
Adam and Eve lived in the Garden of Eden and took care of it. It was full of fruit. They could eat whenever they want, whenever they were hungry. But God told Adam not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If he ate his fruit, he would die. Then the devil came. He asked Eve if God really said not to eat from any tree in the garden. She told him they could eat from every tree but the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If they ate it or even touched it, they would die. The serpent hissed, "You will not surely die." He promised that she would become like God if she ate its fruit. Adam was with Eve, and he knew that the serpent was lying, but Eve believed him. God asked the woman, What is that you have done?" Adam and Eve changed when they ate the fruit. We were changed too. Our hearts and minds were turned against God. We do bad things and don't do the good things God wants us to do. But the Lord sent Jesus to save us, and he destroyed the power of sin and the devil.
Jesus in his humanity was tired. He slept while the tempest raged and his disciples struggled to keep the boat afloat. As a last resort, they called upon the Master, and immediately he calmed the sea. We, like them, struggle during the times of life and try so desperately to keep our boats afloat. Only the Master can calm our storms once we cry out to him. God's power still calms our storms. Psalm 55:16 says, "As for me, I will call upon God, and the Lord shall save me. Evening and morning and at noon will I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice." Peter, Andrew, and James and John had fished on the Sea of Galilee for years before they met Jesus. They were expert at handling boats on the lake, so they took over the sailing. The ship was out of their control and they were going down. Terrified, they struggled to the back of the boat and woke Jesus, shouting above the screaming wind and roaring water, "Master, Master, save us! We're going down, don't you care?" Jesus stood up. In a few words, he rebuked the wind. He said to the waves, "Peace, be still." What kind of man was this Jesus that even the wind and the waves obeyed him? Joe is outside getting some supplies together. We're going to be working on some things on our to-do list today. Joe and I sat down with some coffee yesterday and made a to-do list of projects that we need to get done. Just little things. You guys know on the homestead, you know, you've got a lot of things going at once, a lot of irons in the fire, if you will. And so there are a lot of things that don't get 100% completed because sometimes we get pulled away onto another task. Today, I think we're working on the bird feeders and the mineral feeders for the sheep. So, Joe, what are you? That is so creepy. What are you doing? I don't know how long he's been standing there watching me, and it's like, look, I film all the time, and I don't know what it is. When Joe stares at me, I can't film. Creeper! Anyway, I think he's waiting for me to get started on these projects, so we're gonna head outside and jump into it. What are you working on, P?
Cutting some wood for the house.
Cutting some wood for the house?
I just chopped this down with my Ozark Trail hatchet.
Okay.
Down in this sheep pasture.
Yeah, you helping Dad with some little firewood?
Yeah.
Or kindling wood, kind of?
Yeah.
Hey, it's good practice to learn how to use the saw.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You got the gutters. I don't know why I was thinking PVC pipe. Because that's what we have in there now, right? PVC?
Yeah, just cut in half. I've never used the ends. I've always made wood ones.
Okay, I wanted to take a second to share something with you guys that I've really been enjoying. If you've been around the channel for a while, you know that I've been having some stomach problems. I've been in and out of the doctor with absolutely no answers from the doctors and frustration over the fact that they just wanted to put me on a bunch of prescription medications that I did not want to go on. I decided to take my health into my own hands and I started doing some research. In my research, I stumbled upon AG1. I've been using AG1 for almost a year now and I absolutely love it. I love it so much that I've actually talked Joe into using it with me. So every day we start our morning with AG1. Another thing that I love about AG1 is it's super simple to use. Anybody can use it. You just need 8 ounces of water, 1 scoop of the AG1 powder, mix it up with your cute little shaker cup, and you're ready to go. And I know it's green. When you see something green, you might think of like spinach or kale or a tree, but I have to tell you, it's really, really good. And that's the only way I've been able to get Joe to drink it with me. In every serving of AG1, you're gonna get vitamins and minerals, stress adaptogens, pre and probiotics, antioxidants, superfoods, and mushrooms. We are so busy that sometimes we do not get all the nutrients that we need. And unfortunately, that leaves us feeling not our best. With AG1, it supports healthy aging. You're gonna get your daily nutrients for gut health, immune defense, focus, and energy is better, and it also helps with stress recovery. So if you'd like to give AG1 a try, head down to my link in the video description to get a free 1-year supply of AG1's vitamin D3 plus K2 plus 5 AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Or if you're like me and you'd like to keep things super simple, you can click that QR code at the bottom of the screen and it will take you right to AG1 so you can get your order today. I'd like to thank AG1 for sponsoring today's video and for also extending the invitation to me to share the opportunity with you as well.
Those are like twice the size of the other ones. Oh yeah, those are way bigger. I'm right here. I'm right here, silly girl. What are you doing? Oh, it's almost your lunchtime, huh? Yeah. All right, 30 more minutes and I'll feed you.
So we're only setting one of these in there for right now because the birds were already fed breakfast this morning. With meat birds, you have to be really careful not to overfeed them because they will just continue to eat and eat and eat. So what we typically do is we have 2 troughs and we change the size in the trough as needed. Like they have the smaller one when they're little chicks, and as they get bigger, we make bigger ones that will last them through until we process them for the freezer. But we feed them 2 troughs in the morning and 2 troughs at night, and that's about it. And they grow perfectly, and it's just really important not to overfeed them. It's like they don't know how to regulate themselves. Kind of like some of us, right? We just keep eating and eating even though we're not hungry.
Just got these.
What? What'd you say? What'd you say?
I'm gonna screw this down.
Don't you normally use glue? Babe?
Yeah.
Babe. I give up. You guys have no idea how many times Joe is whispering under his breath about his plans, like what he's doing, how he's building something, his thoughts and ideas. But he whispers so low that you can't hear him. So, like, what'd you say, Joe? Can you say that again? Like, interrogating him. So, Joe, what did you say, Joe? Joe. You know?
I don't have glue, so I'm screwing it.
Say it again.
I don't have glue, so I'm gonna put screws in it.
Okay, thank you for informing us. You know, because it's inevitable we'll get somebody that's like, you guys know you're supposed to use pipe glue for that, not screws. We know, but we don't have any, and we're not driving all the way to town to get pipe glue, and screws work just fine. It's for the sheep. It's not, it's okay. Samson, he gave you a funky hairdo. Huh?
You want to get some more? Come here.
This is gonna work so much better. It'll keep all their minerals nice and dry so they don't have to worry about eating that wet stuff anymore. They fit their little muzzles in there. A little DIY contraption.
Is it just me, or is it hard to agree with what you're trying to explain? I don't mind feather wings, no diamond rings, but that's not how you get to me, no. We could sit in the shade, talk till late, and then we'll see. We can go for walks, stroll down the city park, and maybe, just maybe, sweet delivery is never guaranteed, no matter the place or time. Oh, I like when you're whispering and really listening. Not too much fuss, so keep it easy. We could sit in the shade, talk till late, and then we'll see. We can go for walks, stroll down the city park, and maybe, just maybe, take my hand, come on, let's go. Leave expectations and false behaviors. Don't put on a show. Let's just sit in the shade and talk till late. We can go for walks, stroll down the city park, and maybe, just maybe, we could sit in the shade, and maybe, just maybe, we could go for walks, and maybe, just maybe.
You feel like summer days to me, warm, tender, sunny rays. I hope that we are meant to be. You say nothing at all when we meet, yet somehow I know your history. Oh, come what may, I'm ready. Picture frames, lavender and pain, they all live here within this romance. I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one.
Bite.
Odd thoughts and some dusty dreams, and we seem to find common ground. Guess everyone's got their own don't sound. I never cared much about fitting in, what's right or a sin. But as you stand before me, I give in. Picture frames, lavender and pain, they all live here. Within this romance, I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one. Picture frames, lavender and pain, they all live here. Within this romance, I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one. Just tell me I belong. That I'm the lucky one. I'm your chosen one. Picture frames, lavender and pain, they all live here. Within this romance, I get the chance to stop the
Gunner. Right.
What'd you get on 2A? You should have across triangle, hexagon, quadrilateral, or square. 3A, hexagon, hexagon, pentagon. And then
3, 6, 4, 6, 6, 5.
oh, it's not asking how many lines, it's asking me how many lines of symmetry. So if you folded this paper in half, you would have one line of symmetry. And then this one, you'd have one line if you folded it in half, but then wouldn't you also have it if you folded it this way? So it has two lines of symmetry. Does that make sense? Good morning. You know, we had plans today. We had plans and projects and things that we've been, you know, you guys know we're still working on the pantry. We'll get there, you know, piece by piece, and it's coming along, and it's just really starting to take shape with the cupboards. Next thing to go in is the countertops. But see, what had happened was the sun came out, and when the sun comes out in Alaska, you got to take advantage of it because it might not be there for very long. So I think we're going to knock out just some quick things that we plan on doing today. We are going to take the dogs and Parker and go to the river. It's breakup season and it's beautiful. The sun is out. The rivers are thawing. And so the dogs love to go down there and play fetch. And it's nice just to go on a little road trip. Maybe we'll grab lunch. But yeah, we're going to enjoy the sunshine today. Well, the meat birds are enjoying the sunshine. This morning we took Sarah out to the sheep pasture after her breakfast. We took her diaper off of her, and what we're going to start doing is transitioning her into the pasture with the flock and just keeping an eye on her. You know, we've been taking her out there when we do morning chores, so it's not like they don't know her, and she knows them. They're all comfortable with each other. It's important that we start to transition her. Now that she's bottle feeding perfectly, Joe can build a little bottle mount like we've done in the past and put it on the fence in the sheep pasture, and we can still go out 4 times a day, because that's what she's eating right now is 4 times a day, and put that bottle in there and feed her, but she can be outside with the flock where she belonged. The first thing we have to do really quickly is get the siding put back on the cabin. You guys might remember we removed this because we cut the hole in the cabin for the pantry window. But we might have rain next week. Potentially the forecast is calling for rain. So Joe wants to get the siding put up before that happens. I'm in shorts. Yeah, my skin is like, ah, the sun, what are you doing? I'm gonna sneak up to the sheep pasture and check on Sarah, hopefully without her seeing me, because when she sees me, she starts crying. I came out earlier and she was just laying by the gate, not up where the sheep were, just kind of like, why did she leave me? I feel so bad. It's not her fault. Her mama didn't want her, but I just wanna make sure she's doing okay. She's been out here for quite a while. I don't see her. She's laying by herself in the sun at the base of a tree.
Hi, Sarah. What are you doing? You're okay. You're okay. Yeah. You're fine. You're gonna be okay. Sarah! No! How did you get out? Oh, babe, how did she get out of there? What? Oh my goodness.
Well, I guess where there's a will, there's a way. Our old grain feeder, we used to have holes in the fencing with 2x4s so that the sheep could stick their heads out into the trough. She climbed through it. Got it?
Heading off on a hunting trip or something?
Yeah.
You look like it. You got your little toy gun. Oh, and a backpack full of gear. Oh, snap. Do you want to tell everybody what you're going to start on Monday?
Horseback riding.
Yeah, Parker's going to start horseback riding lessons on Monday. Woo woo. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Can
do
you
I
ride me?
do I have to wear like the riding helmets that they always wear?
Yep, probably. Sure, she's going to have you wear a helmet. If she didn't, I would. Yeah, that's going to be cool though, Parker. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
gun, huh?